Hello everybody and welcome to another YouTube video. In this one I will tell you a little bit about my second favorite hobby, photography. So maybe you're interested in how I became so passionate about photography and how it all started. So I always liked taking pictures and used to carry around a little compact camera with me during my childhood. But like with my art, I got out of the habit for some years during school and university. But then because of paintings and the idea of digitalizing and reproducing them, I got back into photography. I started out with an old Canon DSLR, but then to optimize the print quality, I switched to a full-frame camera, my beloved Sony Alpha 7C. I really liked that one because it was quite compact for a full-frame camera, and I actually also used it for my time-lapse videos and live streams. More and more often I took the camera outside for hiking and slowly rediscovered my passion for photography. Some of my favorite shots became a painting. And then again I made a photo of that painting that was a photo. Anyway, I soon became more creative with my photos and started taking the camera with me almost every day I went outside. At this point I got my first telezoom lens, so this is the Tamron 28 to 200 millimeter, and it's still one of my favorites, and I'd say it's my everyday lens, so this is just an amazing one. So to sum it up, 2021 was basically the year where I discovered the passion of photography. So time passed and I collected some more lenses, like this one. This is an ultra wide angle lens. It's 20mm 1.8, and I mainly use this one for my overhead shots and live stream or time-lapse videos, especially to film the really big paintings. So this lens is my king when it comes to indoor shots, but I also tried it out for some astrophotography, which is something I've wanted to try out for so long, and the results just turned out amazing. So as I became more and more passionate about photography, lenses, cameras, I ended up selling my beloved Sony A7C because I was missing some of those handy buttons, the better grip, which is amazing when you're using heavy and big lenses. So and today I'm using this Sony A7 IV, which is just the best investment I've made so far. This camera is serving me so well, especially when it comes to creating prints of my paintings, because it's got a 33 megapixel full frame sensor, and the difference to the old one is just remarkable. So this camera is kind of like a hybrid camera, as it has, besides the high pixel count for the photos, some really great video modes as an improved autofocus for animals and even birds, which is just amazing because I love birds, you may know that. So and the biggest investment that I made this year was this massive 200 to 600 millimeter telephoto lens. It somehow looks ridiculous, but as I said, I love birds, and this is the ultimate bird lens, and I'm so excited about this. So I saved a lot of money for this one, but it's worth it. I haven't yet made a lot of photos with this beast, but here is some footage that I'd like to show you. As previously said, this one is actually my lens for birding and wildlife, and the very first day I took the camera out with this lens, I saw this beaver, and this is also the first beaver I've ever seen in my life, so I could not be happier. Maybe you'd like to know how I turn my paintings into prints, which is actually the main reason why I even have or use a camera. So here is how I photograph my paintings. For the ultimate image quality, I use a 50mm prime lens and a tripod. Actually, the best conditions would be shooting outside when it's overcast to get a nice indirect light. But unfortunately, I'm living in a flat and we even don't have a balcony, so except when I'm visiting my parents because they have one. Therefore, I usually shoot indoors using my daylight lamp, which is mounted to my easel. The basic settings that I use is a shutter speed of 1/8 with my aperture set to 7.1 and the ISO as low as possible. Once I'm happy with the settings, I use a timer to avoid any shakes after having pressed the shutter. I always shoot in RAW to be able to get the most accurate results later on Photoshop. I then create a new file on Photoshop and start editing the RAW file, like adjusting the colors, fixing the lights and darks and this kind of stuff. At the end, I saved a new file to my paintings folder and voila, ready to produce some prints. Thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a kind of a different video, but I'm planning to do some more of these vlogs. So if you're interested, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it and thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.